Okay, so welcome to the solo playthrough of Roam and Roll. This is a roll and write designed by David Terzi and Nick Shaw. This was one of the larger roll and writes that came out during the roll and write craze, and I know that craze is still going on, but we will get to when we get there. Anyway, he makes some things a little clearer here. There's a lot going on here, as you would expect from something designed by David Terzi and Nick Shaw, and that is a compliment. And usually when it comes to these two designers, I like to run through their games before I do a solo, but this time you're just going to kind of make your way through the solo with me. Okay, so we are playing as a character here, the Nobilis, and then Seneca is the solo mode we are playing against. Now, if you haven't played Roam and Roll before, at the beginning of each round, you roll the dice, and then you're going to draft them. And there are certain rules about drafting and different things you can do. And, for example, if you have a senator here, it says during draft, deploy to double draft. So you'll have two. Or before your action, deploy to gain a hammer, money, or the conquer symbol. I believe that's still conquer. It's been a while since I've played this as well. And let me grab another one of these, because when you're playing Roam and Roll, one thing you should do is always have your player aid. Well, the player aids are on the other side of the other player sheets. This is one where I would definitely recommend buying the expansion so you can have that ability to do it, especially if you're playing with two. Now, we are getting a glare. This is a dry erase game, which means the lights above are going to glare off of the shine here. But anyway, so when you draft a dice, you'll notice all the dice have different symbols on them. This one has a hammer, which is a builder, but it also has brick and it has wood. When you draft this dice, you're just going to put it in front of you, and then when you take your actions, you'll use the stuff there. So when you're building, you're matching the symbol on the dice with whatever you're going to do here on the sheet. And you're going to use the wood and the brick on your dice. Now, if you don't use them during your turn, you get to store them here on this nifty sheet. Even though it is dry erased, you cannot erase these. You'll just mark an X through them that you used it. So you do have a finite room for extra supplies. But if I were to take this, I could build. When you're looking to build, you're looking at those buildings over there, and you'll follow the rules here. First, it's optionally move the overseer. Each move to an adjacent building. Afterwards, the first cost ones. Your overseer is there on the map of Rome. Okay? And you're always free to make one move to an adjacent building, because you can only build adjacent to where you are. Now, you'll wonder, what are the color districts? The green, the blue, and the yellow. Those are the hills of Rome, because there are some buildings that give you bonuses for building on the hills of Rome. There is a red line. You cannot build buildings over that red line. There's also the river. You're going to need to cross the river to build over there. So, tiny little rules. You flip that map over for 3 to 4 players. It's much larger. Then, you're going to draw the new building adjacent to your overseer from an available blueprint. What we mean by that is, for example, this theater is that shape. And it costs 3 brick and a wood to build it. And if you build it on Palatinus, which is one of the hills, there's only 1 per player. And then it'll tell you gain a money, and you mark it down there. And at the end, it's the victory points. But anyway, that's kind of an anatomy of the card there. If you're building with, I think that's called a plum, architect. The symbol is architect, but I think the tool might be a plum. 1 discount on the construction cost, or build an unavailable blueprint. What is an unavailable blueprint? Well, an unavailable blueprint is one that has somebody's meeple on it. So right now, the shrine is unavailable if I used that symbol to build. But if I use that, I could build the shrine. Then you move your overseer onto the new building, move the foreman onto the chosen blueprint. So I have an extra meeple right now, and that's because after I build, I'm going to put them on a blueprint, And then the AI, or if I were playing with another person, would have to find a different way to build that building. So that's building. Then you can also raise legions, which you need. Did I roll any? I didn't. Raise legions, you need this symbol to do, as you can see over here on your dice. You're going to activate up to 3 army buildings. The army buildings are these two over here. For each opponent's building activated in this way, the owner gains a coin. So you are allowed to use your opponent's buildings. But they're going to get stuff and be more powerful if you do that. You could choose to conquer, which doesn't need a symbol. As you can see, there's nothing over there. You use... there's your legions. Not garrisoned, and we'll talk about garrisoning in just a moment. These, and plus the amount of these, plus the spears, must be equal to or more than the total cost of one or more settlements in a region. Score victory points, and then you garrison 1 per settlement captured. That's a lot going on there. So what do we mean by settlements? At the bottom of the Rome map, you have these 4 settlements. Now you can only go to these settlements if you've built the road. All right. Once you build the road, you can go there. And for example, you need 2 soldiers to get there, and you'll gain a point. Well, not a point, but a flag. And you can mark those bottom here. And then you'll garrison 1, which means you officially lose 1. And then you're going to build more along that way. Which means we're getting to the next action, which is expand. Expand down here, which does need the build icon. You may renovate roads to conquer its settlements. Oh, I'm sorry, you conquer first, then you can build the roads, and it's 1 stone for each, and then you score the doorways, I call them, down here when you get them. You can also choose to tax on your turn. All your connected settlements in one region generate the region's resource. And the resources are on the bottom of the settlements. When we do tax, I'll show you that more in depth. And then the last thing you can do is trade. Spend 3 matching resources. Jewelry is a wild resource to gain 3 money. If you use that, and I believe that's a symbol on the dice. Is it? Yep, right there. Whoop. Camera's over here. Then an extra 1 per jewelry used. All players may trigger the gear ability of one of their buildings. At each building, not each, some of them have gear abilities. So it's good to keep this by your side, because you're basically rolling a dice. You're then going to take an action, but there's also free actions such as advisors, spend gained, not stored, jewelry, fish, or baskets to bribe an advisor. We all start with 1 mark, I believe. Okay, some don't. And then once you fill both boxes in, you unlock it, and you're going down. And you can also choose... you're going down 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could just do Euphemius instead of keep working on Martialis. Okay, and then your scoreboard's here on the side at the end of the game. All right. That's the basics of Roman Roll. There's still a lot going on, as you're going to see. And I've just basically described the multiplayer game. With the solo game, we've got an AI, so let's work together on that. So, at the round start, and I am pro counsel for this round, and I'm blue, by the way. The AI is going to be brown, because that's the closest color we had in the box to purple. So the first thing we do is we would have discarded any of these cards that might be out. There are none out right now. So instead we roll the dice. All right, and I get to draft dice here. Now, I apologize for that. It's a very allergy-ridden day here in Connecticut. I have opportunities to take a look at the actions I can perform. If I wanted to draft this dice, first it would give me a jewelry, but it can also give me the ability to build, and it also gives me the ability to conquer. Neither of which I want to do right now because I don't have that ability. I don't have the resources. So then the red dice would just give me 3 brick. That's not bad because I could actually build, or at least get started on, because I do start with a jewelry and a brick here. on something, but it doesn't give me any actions to do. Because I do believe, let me check the rule book. Like I said, it's been a while. You need to have an action on the dice to do it. Yes, each main action requires you choose and discard one dice using some or all the icons on the die. So that dice is great for gaining resources, but as for actions, it doesn't really do anything for you. Unless I'm missing something. David Terzi or Nick Shaw, if you're watching, go ahead and at me on what I'm missing here, because you can still discard, take an action, even if you do not use the icons on the die for your action. Because as you remember, I'm going to do apologize, conquer, tax, and trade. Those all do not need the symbol there. Number 6 here gives me a stone. What's this scroll? Well, it's any worker that I want. So I could use that for a legionary, a builder, an architect, or a merchant. This would give me an architect with a wood. This gives me an architect, a legionary, or a merchant. So I think to play it safe to start, I will draft this dice because it gives me quite a few actions. Actually, no. I'm going to draft this dice because it gives me a resource with some of the same actions there. All right, so I could also choose to spend my senator because everyone starts with 1, and I could draft again, having my 2 dice there. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, Seneca is going to go. First, it says we roll the d6, and it's a 2. On an even roll, pick the die matching the color of the die image in the top half of the left-hand card back. Do I have to reveal the card? No. Left-hand card back, blue or yellow. So it's going to be blue or yellow. If there are multiple dice of a matching color available, Seneca picks the die showing the number matching the value rolled. If the number is not available, pick the die's value closest, going up from the rolled number. So it says top half. So he's going to draft a blue dice. So he's going to draft this 3 because 3 is closest to 2. That is, oh, by the way, the little numbers on the top, that's the solo mode. Okay, so now I get to draft again. And if I want to build, I have a jewelry and I have a brick, but I don't have a stone. And I'd want to build something this turn. But I need wood. Wood is the tough one right now, and we don't have any wild resources. The basket tends to be wild, so we're probably going to do a lot of storing for now. Let's see. So the best thing I could probably do is, well, to be honest, not much. Oh, we have a visitor today, again. Okay, so let me go ahead and take, and that's the microphone. All right, let's get us back on track again. All right, come here, bud. Come here, buddy. Okay, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and draft this one here that's got the wild worker and the stone. And so now he rolls his dice. When it's his turn, drop the second die. And then, oh, sorry, the right. So we're supposed to draw 2 cards for Seneca. Let me put his deck over here so you can all see that. So the right hand, face down card. So it's going to be the top. There is no yellow. All right. If there are no available dice matching the card, instead use the color on the other half of the card, which is red. So he'll draft the 3 brick. All right. And that die is out. So I can take my actions as normal. I have my blue marker here. Dry erase. It does come with an orange marker. My only complaint about the game is the orange doesn't show up as well as some of the other colors here. So if you're going to play as orange, that's fine, but I recommend you find a black dry erase marker, at least for the board of Rome. You can use orange on your own board, but you can barely see the orange on the Rome board. Okay, so there's a few things I can do. Of course, I have my any, but I can also do a build or raise legions. Let me do that. I'm sure that's how this works, by the way. So let's go ahead, and I can't raise legions because there's no army buildings on the board. But let me see if I could try and build something. I have a jewelry. So I'm going to use my free action with this jewelry. I'm going to use the jewelry on this dice as a free action, and I'm going to bribe Actaeon. All right. So this gives me the ability, as an action, using any dice, you may gain a wood or a brick. So I'm going to use this dice to at least gain a wood. And how I mark that down is I put a little W right there. All right, so I at least have one wood. I should be able to build something, I think, at least for the next round. Because now it's Seneca's turn. So we're going to flip over the left hand face down Seneca card. And it says check if they can claim a Nero bonus. So we're basically looking at the wax seals at the bottom of Seneca's card. Excuse me. So we're going to keep that in a special discard pile because if ever there are, we count the number of wax seals when that flips. As soon as he has a certain number of seals visible, he'll claim the next available Nero card, which are the bonus cards up there, the guy with the red. And we're going to play on easy, and so the seals that he needs for easy. By the way, the solo mode for this is 6 pages long. 5 pages, sorry. He'll need 11 to take a Nero card. But he has Conquer. So let's take a look in the rulebook for what we do with Conquer. He conquers the next available settlement in the region with the fewest settlements. So Hispania has 4 settlements. Gallia has 4. They all have 4 right now. If tied, choose the lowest value settlement first, then the next lowest, and so on and so forth. And it's actually, I skipped a step. Choosing priority, he's going to go for jewelry. So he's going to go to Asia Minor. So I almost marked it with my blue, but I'm going to use his brown. So he's going to take that one. Brown comes off a little red up there. What's interesting is even though he conquered Asia Minor, I could still choose to build that road if I wanted to, because I'd use this dice, right? And now, hey, that's all set. But remember, I have this worker that can be anything, and it gives me a stone, and you need stone to expand. So I think I'm going to do that just so I can get the point. I could build, but I really don't like the option for building with the resources I have right now. So on my turn, by the way, the game's going to end. Game will end after the last Nero card is claimed up there, or the end of the 9th round. When do you claim Nero cards? Well, you'll notice on the boards there are certain blue zones on these tracks. That's when you claim Nero cards. So I'm actually going to expand as my action, since I can use that as a builder, since it's an any, and I have a stone. So 1 stone, I'm going to, let me bring this up so you can see better. I'm going to fill in the road here with my blue, and I get 1 door. So I'm going to mark down here 1 door. Looks like bread, but 1 door. Anyway, and so what was I going to say about that? I can't remember. So we're just going to drop it. All right, now we're going to go to his action. Let's flip. All right, it says to construct leisure plus rubble platinus. This is a lot. So let's see, construct. Let's see, it says leisure. It says for the army, urban, and manufacturing building types, there's a choice. So leisure, there's only one, which is the theater. And, oh, I moved them. They're supposed to be right there in the forum. And so we build the leisure building for Seneca. He builds, it's a T. So how do we build it here? Desired type based on the L or H next to the building. Okay, L2. Seneca wanted to build a leisure building. All right, so where do I put it is the question. Lowest, highest. Okay, so the leisure's not a problem because it's just the one leisure. And then the question I have here, and I'm not sure if I see it, is okay, so I think I'm just going to build it because he also has to do rubble for the Palatinus. Now, rubble is described as box off an area in the square in the shape shown on the action card. So Palatinus is the yellow right here. So we have to, I mean, if I'm going by the rules of the game here, I would say that we build the theater right here. And you can cross over buildings. So TH for theater. And then his foreman goes to the theater, which means I can not worry about the religious building being unopened. But then he's also going to draw a 3 rubble, as you can see down here, on the Palatinus. So what he does, it says to do, is make rubble spaces. All right. By the way, the theme of this game is, this is after Rome has burned with Nero in control. There's the famous saying, Nero fiddled while Rome burned. So you are rebuilding the city. So it also counts as something being built as well. So that would click in any bonuses that you're going to have for that. So that is a turn. Then we're going to start back. Now, does proconsul go to rotates? Okay, so proconsul is going to go to Seneca. We're going to discard these, but keep in mind that we want to have those open to us so we know how many of the seals there are. We need 14, I believe, was 11 before he claims a Nero card. All right. So left and right for the draft. Roll these dice. Okay. And he is going to draft a blue dice. Hold on, let me check actually. You roll the d6, it's even. So yeah, he's going to draft a blue dice. And he's actually going to draft the 4. Yes, 1 is closer to 2, but they want it to go in ascending order. So he's going to draft that dice there. I see some resources I like in that pool, so I'm going to take... Oh, I'd love to build something, but I don't think I'll be able to because he took the build. And I think I did the draft wrong last time, everybody. Give me a second, I'm checking that. When drafting... is it a snake draft? No, it's not a snake draft. You should have the option for the double draft, like with the senator. I will take this dice here so I can have some resources. And then he is going to take, it's an odd, so he's going to go with the bottom half, which is a yellow. And they're both 3, they're both the same symbols, so he's going to do that. I will take this to see if I can bribe some people with that. My cat really wants to be part of the game, everybody. But if he does that, he's going to get his paws all over that, and then I don't want him getting all that on his paws, and this guy should be over there. I'm sorry. Okay. Seneca goes first. What does he do? Conquer plus trade. So conquering was fairly simple. Um, with the fewest settlements, so the fewest settlement still is Asia Minor. And then he's going to go on. The next option would be this 3 here. All right. And then trade. When you trade, he triggers the production effect of a multiplayer trade action for you, which does nothing, I believe, for me, because I don't have anything of that. Each player chooses one of their buildings and performs the gear, and I don't have any buildings yet. All right, so that is his first action. I am going to take... I could use that for anything, but I'm going to use the jewelry to do a bribe action. And I'm going to choose... Well, we get points for fully bribing people. I'm going to do this one, because each time I construct something, though I haven't done that yet, I can gain a senator. And I'll use this dice to do it. So I use the basket for that. Wait, do I want to use the basket? No, I'm going to just use it as the basket, but I have to decide what I want to store it at right now. So I'm getting 2 wood and a brick, so I'm going to store a stone. All right. Seneca goes. Let's see what we got here. Construct the urban. There's a choice of 2 blueprints for urban. We have the, where'd they go? The harbor and the villa. And when that happens, he wants to claim the lowest or highest based on the L or H next to the building. So we have U1 and U4 and U1, L or H next to the building. So it's going to be the lowest because he says urban L on there. So we're doing the villa. No, sorry, the harbor. Now it says the harbor must be adjacent to the river, but he can't claim the desired blueprint, not because it's unavailable. He wants a religious or leisure building that's unavailable. So then he'll go back to the shrine. Shrines need to be on the hill, so he's going to put the shrine right here, and that is SH, and he'll move his guy over to it. And then he does 3 rubble on the Adventus, which, does he do rubble if he's not next to it? Yes, so you still do that. So let's do... Sorry, it's plus signs. I almost put X's. All right. So that's his symbol there. My last action is going to be fairly nothing because I don't have any legions. Boy, I'm trying. So I'm going to get a brick, wood, and a wood stored. And do I want to... I can't do anything. I can trade my 3 wood, but then I wouldn't be able to build anything, hopefully, in the next round. So we're just going to call it. All right. All right. I've got my eye on the pile over there for what Seneca is doing. So I am pro-council. All right. So we've got some interesting stuff happening. Seneca's 2 cards come out. All right. Boop and boop. I'm trying to see how much I can get in the whole frame here. It's not easy. All right, so I get to draft. I definitely want to build something this round. So let me take this dice here. But if I wanted to raise legions, he could take that one. But I could also do that with that because I'm hoping to build an army or training ground. All right, so I've done that. Seneca is going to go with the top card, and the only option for him is that one since it's the blue dice. Because of that, I am going to raise the legions with that. Seneca is looking for the bottom, and he takes that dice. All right, so I go first. I'm finally going to build something. I would get more soldiers if but I get more victory points if I do that. So I'm going to build the castrum, which is 2 wood. Cross off 2 wood here, and 2 bricks. So I'm going to cross off 1 brick, and then I'm going to use the brick on my dice here to build that. And it is an open blueprint, so that's fine. So it is a square, so I'm going to build it right up here. And I could build it down there next to the rubble, but I just feel like I'm going to get into his way. And you put a little CM for the castrium. And then your board here says score 1 because you've built a building down there. And then trigger any lightning effects. There are no lightning effects on that one. And adjacent buildings, gears effects would go in play, but that's not going to happen. All right, so that's that action there. Let's put that over there for the dice that we're collecting. Let's see what Seneca does. He's constructing army with the H as army hire. So out of the 2, castrum was A2, training ground was A3. So he'll build A3. Let's just have him keep going. It is a square, and this is TG training ground. And he moves there. And then we need 3 rubble on Viminalis, I want to say, which he can barely do. All right. Because there was very little shape for him to do that. When we get to it, there is such a thing that can happen with him called action failure, but we haven't gotten there yet. So now I am going to take my action here, which is going to finally raise legions. Now it says to activate up to 3 army buildings. I think you can activate the same one multiple times. I'm going to check right now. Part of me is saying, no, you can't. I know you want to. Up to 3 different army buildings on the map, regardless of their owner. Okay, so if I raise legions with Seneca, does he get anything for that? I don't know, and I don't see anything here. Nope, I don't see anything here. So I'm going to activate my building first, which is to gain 1 soldier. So I mark down here. And then if I have any spears, gain 1 more. I didn't. It's just fish and stone. And then I will activate his building, which gives gain 1 soldier. All right. And then my fish and stone I will store. Okay. Seneca's second action. And I am capping these markers. I don't want them to dry out between. Expand. Okay. That's the first time we've seen expand. Let's take a look at the rule book. Renovates the first available road closest to Rome in the region with fewest roads currently renovated. If regions are tied, he will connect his own settlements rather than yours. Now, from following the rules correctly, technically the only road he can renovate right now is the one in Asia Minor up here, because everything else here is not yet conquered. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. Anything else happen? So if it's something that connects a settlement I conquered, I'd gain a resource. All right, that's that turn. All right. He becomes the proconsul for the next round. Okay. So he is going to be looking for the top blue closest to 4. All right. And then I'm going to draft a dice. What am I looking to do here? I finally have some soldiers, and I can do some conquering. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to take this dice here, Because remember, I don't need a symbol to conquer, but it doesn't hurt to have those spears. Yeah, let's do that. So his next dice, looking at the top blue. And then I'm going to try to raise some more legions just to see what we can do with the roads and everything. Okay, so we're trying to get those cards up there, and I am very far away from all of that. Okay, so he's first. His action is to conquer. All right, so the next option for him to conquer would be still in Asia Minor, because it's the fewest settlements currently conquered. Fewest settlements currently conquered. Yep, so that's still Asia Minor, I believe. If tied within the region, choose the lowest value. So he's going to take this one. All right, that's all he does. Okay. I am going to raise legions first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise my legion action. So I'm basically gaining 2 more soldiers. Okay. However, I can also use my jewelry to continue bribing my advisor. So now each time I build a building, I am going to get a senator. Remember, I could always use my senators to gain double draft, but since I haven't been able to do that yet, I am just kind of still waiting it out. So that's the action there on that one. Seneca Construct manufacturing lowest. So manufacturing lowest is the fishing wharf. He needs to be adjacent to a river. He is not even close to it, so he's going to do the other one, which is the woodcutter. So it's a little Z. So right here. Whoop, wrong marker. I'm sorry, everybody. Wrong marker. And that is WC for woodcutter. All right, he moves to it. And then this moves to it. And then we need to make rubble on Capitolinus. So 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm going to conquer with this dice here. And I have 4 soldiers on there plus that, so I can conquer something basically at a 5. And can I conquer as many? Spears must be equal to or more than the total. Oh, that one region. I think I can only do 1. I'm checking on that because I want to see, can I do as many as I can conquering. And then, yep, as long as I meet the criteria. So let me start in Hispania, where it's I need a 2 strength. And I have to garrison 1. So garrisoning 1 of them cuts me off there. It had 1 flag. The flag right there. I can keep going because I have 1 spear, so I'm still at a strength of 4. So I will keep going down here to 3. Gives me 2 flags. And I have to put 1 in. And I could actually keep going because the next one is at a 2, which gives me 1 flag. And I need to do it. Now I have to stop. I can't even go any further. So that's my action there. And I will also use my jewelry to completely bribe the senator. So that'll give me 3 points at the end of the game. Or the advisor, sorry. All right, so that is my turn. And that is the turn for the game. All right. Now, Seneca has 8 seals. I'm going to try and get this party started here. And I'm pro-council again. I'm trying to, hopefully, to get those flags. That's the easiest way for me to get the 7 value Nero card up there. All right. Okay, so I get to draft first. I don't need anything to conquer, but I could raise some legions, and I'm not going to have that available to me. So let me go ahead. I'm going to build this round. That'll be good for me. All right, starting Seneca, red or blue. We're going to be looking for red. And then let me go ahead and take this one because that's an anything. Blue and red All right, when it can't take a dice. If there are no dice for either of the colors available, Seneca picks from whatever color is available using the number on the dies detailed above. So he gets that one. I'm just putting that there on the side with the procounts, although I know where the other die goes. Things get lost on this table very easily. All right, so my first action, I'm going to build, and I am going to build the training ground. It needs a brick, a wood. Sorry, it needs a brick and 2 wood. Now, I only have 1 wood, but as any action, using any dice I can gain. Oh, I'd have to waste the action. I guess I'm not building that. Let's see, what can I build? I think I'm going to build a shrine. Yeah, that'll work. So the shrine, I need 2 brick. Oh, I thought I had brick too. Okay. So what needs stone? I'm all over the place, folks. I'm sorry. I could use the woodcutter, but in order to do that, I'd actually need to use this action because I can use the architect. But I can also... Nothing needs stone. Oof. I could just expand. I'm going to expand with that dice. I'm not going to build anything because I can build one, may renovate roads, so 1 for each. So I'm going to first connect Rome here with 1 stone off that dice. Gives me 1 doorway, or 1 bread, whichever you think. My next stone will give me, is it 1? Yeah. So then it's 2 doorways for that. And I have another stone in my stock room here, which I can build this to give me another 2. Let me just make sure I'm playing this right because I don't want somebody to go, by the way, your score is out of control because you can only do 1 road at a time. 1 or more roads to conquered settlements in a single region. So yeah, let me do my last stone here to get us out of here and get me a last door. I would have done more, but I think I had to stop. All right, so that's my action. All right, Seneca's first action. Construct manufacturing high, which is the woodcutter. So he's going to make another woodcutter. Let's just do woodcutter. I'm going to move to this woodcutter. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. There actually are rules. He cannot do that because it's not an available blueprint. Let's take a look. Not available blueprint. Claims the other blueprint of that type. Problem is, it's the fishing village and he's got to be next to the river. So you can't do that. The other blueprint, he wants a religious or leisure building. Probably build the religious building. So this is the... oh, he can't build the religious... No, he can. He'll build the religious building right here. Sorry, folks. Got my arm in the way. Isn't that nice? All right. So that's the religious building. But claims no blueprint card. And on Callius, he cannot build his rubble. Now, what happens when he can't build the rubble? Draw as many as possible. All right. So, 1. All right. That's his turn. All right, so I can do an any action. Well, not any action. I still have to choose what I want to do. Wooden brick. Is there something that's just wooden brick? Yes, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to use this to be an architect so then I could build the woodcutter there. So that's wood and brick, which I have. Wood and brick. I'm going to build the woodcutter, which, remember, I cannot straddle the wall, but woodcutter. Do I push him out? No, I don't. I have another building. It doesn't get me anything right now, but if my castrium had a gear, it would have activated something. And I have a leftover stone. Stone. Okay, that's me. Seneca is going to build the religious, and then the rubble. So he's going to move back to his wood because he gets a free move, remember. Nope, he's going to move actually to here because he's got to build the religious on a hill. And then moves his guy here. And then on Esquilinius, he's 3 rubble. I'm just making X's now. Okay. All right. So he's 10. As soon as he gets his next wax seal, he's going to claim the Nero card. Well, no, I think he gets one more turn. Because the Nero card gets claimed. Yep. As soon as he gets that 11th, he'll claim the Nero card. All right. Okay. So he is going to be drafting upper on that, closer to 4, so he's taking that one. I would like to probably build some stuff. So let's get the wood. Oops. Was that one. My mistake. He's going to go for the upper, closer to 4. And, oh, so this is an interesting. So I rolled a 4 for his claim, and it's a 1 and a 3. So it's going to cycle around. So he takes the 1. And then I am going to take the wood. All right, so that leaves you. So he's going to, first off, claim the Nero card. All right, so that's 7 points that he's taken. And I'll try to zoom in without making anybody sick. The next one's worth 5. All right. I'm actually just going to keep it looking like that for now. It's a little clearer, you can see. He's going to construct the larger army, which is the training ground, the lower army, which is the castrium. So he's going to get his free move, do his woodcutter, and build the castrium. CM there. Oh, wait, no, it's not available to him. So he has to build the training ground, which he can build. I just erased it for no reason. And then he does 3 rubble on Viminalis. Viminalis is, I will add only 2 because I can't make the space, and he has to add 3. All right. Over to me. Now he needs 14, so 3 more cards with seals on them, and he can get his next card. I would like to build, because it's what I have here. I could expand. I have some stone. I have 1 stone. Ooh, but I could expand on his roads. But let me go ahead and build. Since I would need 2 wood, wouldn't I? Alright, it's a wood and a brick. So I could do another woodcutter, basically. Nope, I can't because I forgot to move my guy over there. I think, folks, I'm just gonna have to, let me first bribe somebody. Nope, because it has to not be stored. Ooh, I'm in a pickle. All right, let's see here. I would have done better getting that dice, but I'm not going to walk back on that now. So I have a jewelry, a fish, and a stone left to me. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do expand. That was his dice there. Using my stone and holding onto the brick and the wood. Brick, wood, use the stone to expand his road in Asia Minor, and I get 3 doorways. Oh, and I did notice this. If renovating 2 or more roads in a single action, gain 2 additional roads. Okay. Excuse me. right, expand times 2. He cannot expand because there's no settlements to expand to. So I'm glad this happened because now we have what's called the action failure. He will perform the first action possible from this priority of fallback actions. It's expand, conquer. So he's going to conquer next, and he's just going to conquer this, the 5, and then he will conquer the 4 because you have to do it twice. All right. So that's what he does. Can I build something now? I have 2 wood and a brick. And I will actually build the training grounds because this is the architect symbol, and I can do that. So I'm going to build the training grounds right here. Training ground. And because I built it, first off, I get a building. Because I built that right next to my own building, I can trigger the cog, which is the woodcutter, which is gain 2 wood. All right. Maybe I'll be able to do something next round. So Seneca only gained 1 of these this round, so now he's only at 11. So I'm just going to put this discard off to the side. All right, Pro Council is back to me. This game is longer than I thought it was going to be. I did that on purpose, and I'm just going to shuffle. Sorry, no, I didn't do that on purpose. Just so used to flipping cards. All right. So I will like to try and raise some legions. Oh, I could also build a road and snag a card. But I have no stone, but I could do this. I'm going to actually take this one. Because if I can build the last road in Hispania, I can gain 3 doors, which would give me one of the Nero cards. So I'm going to do that. Seneca is going to do the lower dice at yellow. And you've seen how that works now. I don't need to zoom in on it. I'd rather you see what's going on here. I haven't had any God's favors because I haven't been able to, build the shrine. So, all right, what do I want to do next? I would be able to conquer something very small. So let me do this and get the 2 wild resource dice here. Okay, he is going to take 1, so the red dice. Okay, first action I'm going to do before it gets away from me is I'm going to use this dice to expand, use that as a hammer, and that 1 stone to build this road up here. Hispania is completely renovated and conquered. 2, 3. And since I crossed the threshold of a blue space on the track, I gain a Nero card. All right. So that's that action. Seneca is going to construct the religious building. He can do so at the SH shrine. And then he has to put rubble on the Palatinus. The only spot left for him to do that is there. We're going to get into the portion where he's going to start getting failed actions. And then I'm going to take this as, what do I want to build next? I'm going to take the resources probably as 2 wood. We've got a lot of buildings out there that need wood for this game. And there are plenty of other buildings in the box, by the way. It's not just these here. And then I'm going to actually conquer. So I only have 1 soldier. So the only thing I can do is conquer here, where there's a 1. And I garrison that soldier. And then Seneca will construct the urban at the higher cost. The higher one there. He's not able to do that, and he is nowhere near the water, so he's an action failure. So expand. So he is going to expand to here because it has the least amount of settlements. Okay. All right, so he's got 13 seals, everybody. And I'm sure he's going to get the next one. 1, 2. Time-wise, there's only 2 rounds left. But if the Nero cards run out, that also ends the game. So we're going to roll the dice. he is going to draft on the lower portion red. There's only one red die there. I am going to raise Legion's action. And then he is going to draft lower red. That's not option, so he's going to take the closest to his number, which was a 2 blue. And then I will build. I'm going to try to build something. Got plenty of wood now. Alright. Alright, so he goes first. His action is to construct the religious building. This is his 14th. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. So we're going to do the action first. He cannot perform that action because the religious building needs to be built on a hill, and he can only move one, which would only put him here. And that one is not available to him anyway, so he's going to do action failure, which means he gets to conquer. And then, nope, he can't do that one. He's not attached to it. And then 3 rubble on Capitolonius, to which he can only put 1. Now, because he built rubble there, my buildings kick off. So both the wood cutter, I get 2 wood, and my training grounds give me 1 soldier, kick in. So even though it's not a great action, it's not a bad one either. He takes the next Nero card. Okay. I am going to raise legions. Or could I? No, I need to raise legions. So I'm going to use my castrum, which gives me 1. Then I'm going to use my training grounds, which gives me 1. And then I'm going to use his training grounds, which gives me 1. So now I have 4 strength. So he is now going to... Does he take one if he's at 15? 16. That'd be awful. Expand. So he's going to expand to the last one. I'm actually going to use my last dice with not taking the action here. I'm going to do some conquering because I can do it twice. I'm going to conquer in Egyptus. So that gives me 1, which also gives me the Nero card. I have to garrison somebody. And then I can make 1 more conquer right here, which gives me another 1 garrison. And I can make 1 last conquer to here, which gives me another 1 to garrison. Okay. There are no more Nero cards. The game ends. So let's see how we did and how this works. Calculate my score as usual. Okay. Coin track. Should I have been collecting coins? I don't have any coins. I don't have any coins. So 0. I probably should have been collecting coins from something. I just don't know. All right. The buildings track, I have 3. The legacy track, which are my doors, is 15. The glory track is 8. 3 points from my advisors. From my manufacturing buildings, I only did woodcutters, which is 1 per adjacent manufacturing building. That didn't happen, so nothing. I didn't have any urban buildings. Army buildings, 2 points, and 1 per adjacent army buildings, so 2 points. No religion, no leisure. I didn't really do any building. And I only have 7 points in Nero cards. 1 victory point for every 2. And do I count the garrison ones? Can't remember. Garrisoned or not. So 4 points there, and then 0 points here. So I have 18 plus 8 is 26, plus 3 is 29, 31, 38, and then 42. Okay. So, so he gets, and we're just going to write this down over here. If he built any parks, and I don't think he built any parks, did he? How does he build a park? I don't know. Maybe it's one of the other cards and I just can't remember. So rubble areas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas of rubble at 3 each is 18. Roads he built 1. So that's 4. 22. And settlements, this is where he's going to kill me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. 8 times 5 is 40. 62. Ooh. All those expand actions. Not expand, conquer actions at the beginning of the game. That's what killed me. But that is the solo mode for Roman Roll. I'm sure I got tons of stuff wrong. I usually do. Let me know what you thought about it. I'm going to go ahead and upload my reviews tomorrow of the 5 that we did this cycle. And thanks for joining me, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.